Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the Mega Halo ODST Hive Exterminators. It is set number HHC37, comes with a total of 141 pieces, and you can find it in source for a retail price of $20. It has the Halo Universe mark in the bottom right corner, and apparently this is actually quite the celebration for Mega Halo fans, as this is the return of the ODST, or Orbital Drop Shock Troopers. Apparently, these guys haven't shown up for a while, and so they are back, and apparently in more numbers than usual. If my research is accurate, normally when you get ODST troopers in a set, you normally only get 2, but in here, not only do you get a total of 4, you also get a total of 2 Covenant drones. So I actually really like that they're sticking with the whole blue and purple Forerunner-esque design for the front, especially with this one, because it really puts the figures in as the main focus of the front of the box, because it's basically, the figures are the main thing you're buying for. This is basically a $20 battle pack, and I'm all for it because this looks great. Turn on the back of the box. You basically see what you get. You get your 4 ODSTs, your two drones, plus all your weapons up there in the top right corner. And you may notice one of these ODSTs is named, and that name is Tarkov. So that's basically a set. Let's go ahead and open this thing. As you can imagine, you can't exactly open this without destroying it. And you take a look at the bottom. You can see where you just pull apart the cardboard. Some people might not like that. Me, I'm okay. Whenever I get a set, the box for whatever it was tends to go straight to the recycling bin. So, just pull that apart, and there you go. Everything is taken out. So, let's go ahead. So, let's see. And then just peel it back of the plastic, and you get the rest of your pieces. And here is your instructions. It's a basic fold out. I don't really expect too much from something like this. So for as small as this is, and doesn't even really show off any other sets. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start taking a look at our figures, starting with that ODST Tarkov. Alright, so here is Tarkov. One thing I found interesting about this character, after finding out he was a named character, is that he doesn't actually show up in the games. He actually made his first appearance in the live-action cinematic trailer for Halo 3 ODST. So he actually was portrayed in live action before he ever showed up in a game. I don't think he actually has, but still a really cool character to get. He's got some really good printing on his chest plate, and you can see the UNSC on the bottom of that chest plate. And let's see if I can get it. You can get it. Might not be able to get it, but you can. Oh, but you might be. If you get close enough, you can actually see he's got his name Tarkov written on the top, and he's got an interesting logo on his torso. Oh, now you can kind of see the Tarkov. He's got an interesting logo on the left side of the torso. I think that's supposed to represent an ODST drop pod. Good printing all around. I love the little detail on his helmet there. I think there's supposed to be some sort of scratch marks, maybe from like an elite or something, or maybe they're painted on. Don't know. Oh god. Oh good. the prints on the shoulder pads. He's got a attachable backpack, and his weapon is a suppressed SMG, which we got right here. It's actually pretty similar to the regular SMG. Uses the same main piece, with the exception of 2 additions. First, I've got this simple piece right here, or right there on the muzzle for the silencer, and a super tiny piece. Alright, right there, that just starts on the top of the weapon, which I think is supposed to be the sight. And of course, you can just attach the weapon to his hand. And there you go. And of course, all the ODSTs come with a little base plate for a stand. So yeah, good looking figure all around. And here is our second ODST trooper. He's also packing the suppressed submachine gun. One thing of note for this guy, at least the one I got, is that while he's supposed to be wearing blue armor, it's very, very hard to tell with him. It almost looks black. I almost wonder if someone put one or too many coat applications on his chest plate and helmet there. But he still looks pretty good. You may notice he looks like he's got a bit of an antenna on the side of his helmet and an interesting backpack. I believe it's supposed to mean that this guy is the communications officer with this squad. He's the guy you call in and let him know what's going on, whether they need backup or not. He's also got an interesting shoulder pad for this one, quite a bit different from the ones that Tarkov has, and I actually haven't seen that shoulder pad on any of the others. And yet, also may notice his gloves are fingerless. Actually, now take a look at the others. All the gloves on the ODST members are fingerless, but still, nice little attention to detail there. Good looking figure. And for our third ODST member, we have the medic of the squad in white detailed armor. Now, how do I know it's the medic? It's because of that thing in his right arm. That is a canister of biofoam. Made out of only 3 pieces, but it certainly does the job. For those of you who don't know, biofoam is basically something that the UNSC uses to kind of fill up any wounds that could impede a UNSC trooper's progress in a mission. And basically it holds it in place, fills it up until they can get back to proper medical facilities and then take care of it for real. You notice he is carrying a SOCOM pistol, basically a pistol with the firepower of a rifle. And you may also notice he has a little combat knife attached to his armor. Now that can be taken off. There we go. Teeny little thing, smaller than my fingernail, but you see there is the little slot where you attach it to him, and he's got a little knob attached to his armor where you can attach the thing. So it just goes right back in there. There you go. No bad. There you go. No problem. He's on there just fine. So yeah, there is your medic. Okay, one thing I almost forgot to mention about our medic. You may notice there's a little addition to his helmet as well. I believe that's supposed to be a flashlight, allowing him to see into dark areas. And for our final member of our ODST squad, we have our heavy weapons specialist marked in green. As you may notice, he's got a helmet that's quite a bit different than than the previous three. I believe this top part here, well, it's actually molded. Unfortunately, you can't drop it down in front of him. I believe those are supposed to be night vision goggles. So, of course, he's got a big, heavy pack. And you may notice that much like the medic, he's got an attachment to his armor as well. It is a grenade. For such a small item, is a very detailed grenade at that. Oh, you may notice, I forgot to mention that all the ODST members have the ODST logo printed right there on the armor plate. Now, how do I know this guy is a heavy weapons expert? Simple, because of the weapon he comes with. This is your Spartan Laser. I love these things in the game. Only get like 4 or 5 shots out of them, but these things can take on just about anything. The heaviest armor, Covenant troopers, turrets. Can even take out a couple vehicles if you have the time. Only downside is, like I said, it only got 5 shots and it takes a long time to fire. And of course, you can get our guy to grab onto the thing. There we go. Now it's all mounted up. And they did include a little feature with the Spartan Laser. A very long, needle-thin laser beam. The box shows that you can just pop it into the cannon, and it'll just sit there. But either my laser ended up being too thin, or my laser cannon was too wide, or maybe both. Because like they show it off like almost like with the, or you can just attach it to the thing, kind of like the Legos lightsaber and lightsaber blade and hilt. But as you can see, it's not really going to work like that. This thing fits far too loose. But still, I think that makes for a well-rounded team. You've got your squad leader, a medic, heavy weapons, and communications. That's a pretty good squad there. And for our last 2 figures, we have a pair of Yanma A, as they are called in their language. But we mainly know them as the drones. Basically, sentient bugs. We have a major and an ultra here for their ranks. The major being the one in blue, and the ultra in the gray, almost silver. Actually, the wings are 2 separate pieces, complete in a transparent blue. Looks pretty good. And for their weapons, for the major, he has the standard Covenant pistol. And for the ultra, we have one of my two personal favorite weapons in this set. The other being in the Spartan Laser. We have the fan favorite, including a favorite of many Halo fans, including myself. We have the Covenant Needler. Pretty decent rendition of the Needler. Solid looking figures, by the way. Lots of detail between the armor and the bodies themselves. The figures do have studs on their feet, so you can't touch them to like base plates, aids or brakes or anything. But having tested them myself, these legs are super thin, super weak. I would not recommend just standing them on like a table or something, because they are probably going to fall over. And as you see, by the way I'm holding them, they do provide a couple of transparent poles and circular plates for you to attach them to give off the simulation that they are flying. Because anyone who's played the Halo games with the drones in them know that these guys are mainly flying. They're almost never on the ground. So very accurate renditions of the drones, and a wonderful addition to this basically $20 battle pack. And for the final thing in this set, we've got a little. I want to call it a build, but it's not really. It's basically 3 sandbags, which, to be honest, look pretty good. Actually, look pretty good. But that you could certainly grab multiple DEs and have a pretty large sandbag defense for your ODSTs. But it's really, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pieces. But it's not without detail. I do like the little flag stand there with the skull. That's a good looking detail. And that ODST flag, that is a beautifully printed piece, both sides, with the ODST logo there. Beautifully done. Love the print on that. Or if it's painted. I'm pretty sure it's a print. But if it was painted, it was beautifully well done. So that is our set in the entirety. Yeah, let's go ahead and head out to the review, see what I think of it. Alright, so that is your set in its entirety. So, obviously, while it says a 141 piece count on the box, obviously the majority of your pieces actually go into your figures, so it does feel a little misleading, considering that, considering most sets, the pieces mainly go in the main build, not the characters themselves. However, I do feel like the $20 price point here is justified. Those extra pieces that go into your figures certainly make them worth it. And it is, like I said, it's a good battle pack. It's a pretty good battle pack. All the figures are very highly detailed, solid. The selection of weapons, like I said, the ODST group is a solid mix. You got your commander, you've got your communications officer, your medic, and your heavy weapons specialist. That's a pretty well-rounded squad. Add in a couple of drones, and you got yourself a pretty solid battle pack. Admittedly, with drones, you're gonna want a lot of them, cause, well, they certainly, when you run into drones, you certainly never run it into only just 2. But with the exception of Tarkov, you can these ODSTs, you can certainly army build with them as soon as you can with the drones. So I think this is a pretty solid battle pack. If you can find one or two, I'd certainly suggest picking them up. They're great. They're a great mix. You said that both to your UNSC and Covenant armies. So I think this is a pretty decent set. So that'll do it for this review. Thank you for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, all jazz. Check out my channel and some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later, everybody.